Good morning. It's Monday, I think. I'm sure it is. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you know the struggle of never knowing what actual day it is. Share. Yay, it shared quickly. Proud of you, Facebook. All right. Okay. So I hope you had a great weekend. I hope your intention, good morning, Heather, is to have a great week. Don't let your week take control of you. Don't let your day take control of you. You have to take control of it. Look, having a good day, a good week, a good, sometimes minute, has to be a decision sometimes. So make the decision every day to make the decision to be happy. Because we have a decision in how we respond to whatever thing is happening in our life right now. That is what we control, right? We might not control the thing. We might not control the other people, but we control how we respond. And so make the decision to respond in a way, that makes you happy, that keeps you on the path of God that He has set before you. And so today is one of the just push the button days, because I generally don't like to not have a plan. Now, I don't have to take notes before I speak. I wing that sometimes, actually most times. But I generally like to have a course of conversation, or else we're going to have another bearing my soul out like we did last week, which is fine. It connected with a lot of people, and I'm grateful for that. God used it for His good. But I just generally like to have a way that I'm supposed to go. And I had a few ideas, but nothing seemed solid. Like God was not like, yep, this is it. I mean, maybe on one point He was. So I was sitting here reading, okay? I was reading, I'm in like Psalm 31. I mean, there's over 100 Psalms, so I'm in Psalm 30. So I'm going to be in Psalms for a long time. But I'm sitting here and I'm like, Lord, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say today. I'm not sure I should push the button. And so I'm sitting here and I'm eating my breakfast, and I turn the page, literally one flip. I'm also not the person who flips the Bible and says, God, tell me what you're going to tell me today, because sometimes whatever He tells me, I don't understand. And then I'm like, oh, well, now I don't understand what that means. And how does that relate to this? And so I became kind of disillusioned with doing that to myself a while ago. So I just don't do that anymore. But today I just flipped it. And let me read to you what it says. And then I want to talk about it just a little bit. It says, unless the Lord build the house, they labor in vain who build. Unless the Lord guard the city, in vain does the guard keep watch. Now, what does that mean? Well, what that means is, unless God builds it, unless He guards it, unless He's with us while we are doing it, it is all in vain for us. So when we are walking the path that God has for us, He is honoring that movement. He is building something amazing for us, right? He is building something beyond our wildest dreams, because God does not live in our box, right? Our box is not open. Sometimes we feel like we have these limits of what we can imagine, of what we can dream of what we can do as people, as humans, as ourselves. We have those, right? We have these limits that we have put ourselves into. And we can't go outside of that box. But see, God, He doesn't live in this box with us. The sky is the limit, right? Anything, anywhere can happen for you. You don't have to be able to imagine it. You just have to be able to walk with God. What are you doing, son? Gabriel, go back upstairs, please. What do you need? I love you.
I do too.
Thank you. Go back upstairs.
Oh, wait. Is there red drink in that?
No, there is not red drink in that. Thank you. Now go back upstairs. So God does not live in our box. So the things that he wants to give us, they're not in our box. They are much more than our box. But see, as humans, we're impatient, right? We want to know what the thing is. What's he got for us? What's he going to give us? What are we supposed to do with our life? Where is he going to honor? You okay? He fell up the stairs. Where is God going to honor our movement the most? Okay, all right. And so we are constantly fighting this battle of what should we be doing. And so sometimes when we're fighting this battle and we're so unsure and we don't know and we don't know and we don't know and we feel we don't feel confident in who we are, we don't feel like we could actually achieve or accomplish dreams or goals or any of these things anyway, we go off on our own path. We start building our own thing. We start guarding our own thing while we're building our own thing, right? And there might be some success in that thing. But the thing about it is, God is not in that thing. God is over here. God is on this path with you, waiting, walking, waiting for you to come and walk this path with him. This path where he has unimaginable things for you. Yeah, they're hard. So what? Like I am so yes, they're hard. Yes, the path. Hi, April. Yes, the path that God has for you is going to be more difficult because you're going to have to work through things. You're going to have to grow through things. You're going to have to walk over obstacles. You're going to have to depend on him. You're going to have to some days just show up and show your face and let him do the battling, right? But if you walk away and build your own thing, one, it's not going to prosper. It might look like it. Okay, it might look like it's going to prosper. Oh, this is going to be great. This is going to prosper. And then it might start looking like it's prospering because, see, Satan, he's in your box with you. He can't. See, he's in your box. He's actually in a smaller box. But he can make it look like this is prospering. Oh, yeah, this is going good. Oh, yeah, this is going great. Oh, yeah, this is going great. Look, it might prosper all the way to the top. And things might happen. One, it might go away completely. It prospers all the way to the top. Because Satan can give you your imagination, only your imagination. Go upstairs, please. Stop playing on the stairs. Yeah, you can get some, but you'll have to wait till I come up there because it's not open. Now go upstairs, please. Okay. But he can take you all the way up here. But one thing is going to happen. Two things might happen. It's going to crash down around you, and then you're going to be in a depressed, sad, bitter, angry, lonely state where you have built all of this on your own accord, you feel like, and then it has crashed around you, and you have nothing to show for it. And you don't know how to get better. You don't know how to get back to God at that point because you're so far gone, even though all you have to do is turn around, right? Or number two, he's going to take you. Satan's going to take you all the way up here in your box. You're going to stay in your box. There's a reason I keep mentioning that box. And then when you go to heaven, when your life is over, and you ask if it's your time to be in heaven, maybe it's not. Because we didn't walk our path with God, because we wanted to build on our own humanness, and we never acknowledged God again. And I don't know the answer to that and how that works. And I don't know the answer to what that looks like. God doesn't tell me because for you, I don't know. But when you want to build something, when you want to give something a solid foundation, a solid base, something that is guarded by the Lord, something that will be unimaginable for you, something that will be amazing, beyond your absolute wildest dreams, something that is sitting in your heart that you are afraid to let out. When you want to do those things and you walk that path with God and you let him build it for you, with you, while you are walking, there is a stability. Unless the Lord build the house, they labor in vain who build. So if he's not there building with you, there's no building. This building is not real. This building is not on shaky, not on solid ground. It's on a shaky foundation. Unless he is guarding it with you, there is no guarding. You cannot guard against the things of the world. You cannot guard against the stuff that might happen. So when we are on this side and we think we need to build over here because we're not getting enough answers from God fast enough, and then we start to build on a shaky foundation, we start to build not on solid ground, no matter what it looks like. We know, you know when you're being impatient with God. Like, well, this looks good, but there are some things about it that might not be good, but this looks good, so I think I'm going to do it because I'm really not getting any answers here. Sometimes you have to walk with God quietly. Sometimes God has to know and see through your actions that you are going to be ready to do the things that He has for you. Personal development is a real thing. Growing who you are gives you a solid foundation. Okay? When you go out and you find somebody, like for me, I like Dean Graziosi. I like him a lot. Okay? I like Danny Johnson. I like her a lot. And I have both of them. I would credit more to Danny Johnson because I listened to her a lot more so far. I love Dean, love his books, but Danny was one that I listened to in the beginning. She is the one that got me started to see the way that God builds your solid foundation. Okay, so personal development is a road of building a solid foundation of confidence in who you are. Okay, being willing to face the things about yourself that maybe prick your pride, maybe you don't understand enough, maybe you need to grow through, maybe you need just to be able to build that confidence in who God made you to be. All of these things is what personal development will do for you. And as you build that, you build a solid foundation of the person that you are and the strength that God has given you and the light that God has given you. And I am speaking to you guys from personal experience, okay? Because when you are building the solid foundation, and if you don't have one, things like people who are gonna, naysayers, haters, whatever you want to call them, they will come along your path. They're gonna come, regardless of what happens. They're gonna come. And the more that you build yourself, the more that you have that solid strength, that solid foundation, that solid faith in God that comes from personal development, I promise you, is the more that you have that, the more that the haters and the naysayers cannot pull you off the path. See, when I first started network marketing, I had naysayers pulling me off the path all of the time. And see, I believe that God's given path for me is network marketing. I mean, he told me over and over and over, which is why I reference it in these videos very often, because it wasn't a path that I chose personally or that I would have chosen personally at the time. But it is a path that he chose for me. And so when that happened, there was a lot of different times where the haters would pop up and they would pull me off. But see, in the beginning, I did not start working on who I was. I just started working on the business. Okay. I didn't realize that personal development was a thing. And see, through the network marketing, personal development has become a big deal to me because I have developed the strength to say, this is the person that God made me to be. This is the person that I am going to step into. I updated my bio the other day because I just felt very strongly about it. You know, we are made to step in to who God made us to be. We might dance around it a lot. We might dance around it a lot, but the person that God made you to be is not the person that is fearful. Okay? It's not the person that is sad. It's not the person that is angry, alone, depressed, bitter, in the dark. That's not the person that God made you to be. And so often people say to me, I have to be miserable to be of God, to be with God, to know God. And I don't believe that that is true, because God made us these amazing humans who are filled with love and light. And the more the darkness gets in, and the more that we sit in the corner, and the more that we stay there, the more immobile we are. We don't share. If you are sitting in a dark, dank space where you are depressed and bitter and sad and fearful and afraid, are you sharing Jesus with anybody at that point? No, you're not. You're not even moving. In fact, you would rather have a curtain around you so that you could see nobody else's light, because you don't want to see light. You want to be by yourself. And God does not put us here to be alone. God puts us here for each other. And so much today, people are like, well, I don't like people, so I don't want to be around them. And I don't like this because I don't want to be around them. And I don't want to do this because I don't want to be around them. And yes, people have hurt you. Okay? That has happened. I mean, I can just confidently say that because that happens to everybody, right? Somebody hurts us one way or the other. And then we shut ourselves off to people and we say, I don't like people anyway, so I'm not going to be around them. But then we become immobile. We become unable to love other people. We become unable to be compassionate and empathetic towards other people because we are sitting here hating the fact that somebody hurt us in the first place. Who cares if somebody hurt us? Look, let's just put this out there. If somebody hurt you, that's on them. That has to do with them. That does not have anything to do with you. Literally, what you have to do in this instance is to forgive them and walk on. Okay, I know that's a little hard to hear sometimes because forgiveness can be like, well, why do they deserve my forgiveness? They don't care if they're forgiven. They don't care what they did. They never even apologized. They never even apologized. Well, so what? That's on them. That's not on you. Has nothing to do with you, literally. They're not in your life. They hurt you. They moved on. Whatever that is will come to them later on. God is your guard, remember? So he will deal with that. But for you, forgive and walk on. Move on, right? Don't let that taint your heart so that you never ever have another relationship, so that you never ever love somebody else again, so that you never ever go to church again, so that you never ever talk to somebody about Jesus again, so that you never ever ever whatever. Okay, don't let that stop you. But the thing about it is that we sit here in fear because we feel like, oh, I need to be miserable to be with God. And guys, if you are miserable, and you don't share God, and you don't walk in love, and you don't walk in light, is that of God? You have to be confident in who you are and who God made you to be. And you have to step into who he made you to be. And you can't be afraid of it. You can't be afraid of what he asks you to do. You can't be afraid of who he asks you to love. You can't be afraid of where he asks you to go. You can't be afraid of the job choice that he gives you. You can't be afraid of the relationship choice that he gives you. I did not plan to get married. In fact, I did not ever plan to have kids. Now I'm married, 12 years in May, and 5 kids. These are things that I did not plan. But when I started to focus on who God made me to be, it's been a long journey. It's not like I was like, oh yeah, I'm doing it. Stepped right into it. No, ma'am. It was not that. It's been a journey. It's been a journey of on again, off again, on again, off again, letting people pull me off the path, making the wrong decisions, having to come back and say I'm sorry, and it'll continue to be that way every single day, having to say I'm sorry, I did the wrong thing, this was the wrong decision, oh, that was not the right decision, okay, God, how can I do this? How can I do this better? What can I do here better? Ask him, talk to him. Oh my gosh, God wants you to talk to him. You can't sit there and not speak to him and expect him to tell you where to go. God, which way do I go with this? What do I do here? If you want to build a solid foundation in anything that you have, that you are doing, it has to start with you. It has to start with you stepping into who God made you to be. and stopping beating yourself up and stopping staring at the past. Stop staring at that. The past is what it is. It's made you who you are today. It's taught you lessons that you have learned. It's made you stronger. But see, God, He did not send you here to sit there and wait. You have to build the solid foundation with Him so that He can give you the things out of your wildest dreams. And it may not look like something you ever thought would ever be a real thing. Ever. You would have never, you'd have been like, I am not doing that. That is not my thing. People are going to hate me for that. Are you kidding? I'm not doing that. That's exactly my thoughts when he told me about network marketing. I was like, nope, not doing it. No. However, we know how persistent he is. And had I not done it, I would have never stepped onto the path. Or I might have, but it might have taken longer, of personal development. I would have never started working on my solid foundation of who I am so that I can step into who God made me to be. Because when we're born, we're beat down. We're beat from the moment we're born. They start to beat us down, whether we know it or not. Satan tries to keep us down from the moment we're born to ever even know that we are supposed to step into any person that God made us to be. So when we get to the point where it's time to start, the path is a little rockier. There are obstacles. God might seem quieter, but in the moments when He seems quiet, continue to work. Continue to be patient. Continue to have faith in Him, because He will build you the solid foundation of whatever the thing is that you are meant to have and do and be. He will do it. Now you have to work. Okay, you have to work. You can't be still. But He will honor your movement. He will honor your work. So just keep going with it. Don't let something that looks greener on the other side take you away from the lush meadows that you are already in, just because maybe there's a hill. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. I hope you have a great Monday. I did not do any of my housekeeping in the beginning, so if you want to see the other videos, YouTube, link in the bio. I do have a podcast, link in the bio. Somebody asked me the other day how to make sure that they see when I go live. Click on my profile, something about all notifications. That's about all I got for you. You have to go there and click and find it. See first, I think, is the thing. When you have somebody that brings you value. The reason that I say this is because I see and I talk to a lot of people who create content that is valuable to other people, and then they're like, well, I don't even know if I'm doing a good job. You can tell they're doing a good job, but sometimes they get lonely. They don't know that they're doing a good job. They don't know that things are happening for them, that they are bringing the value that they want to bring, that they want to serve with. And so when you have somebody, anybody, I don't care if it's somebody that millions of people a day tell them they're doing a great job. If you have somebody that brings value to your life, that brings valuable content to your life, make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, review, rate, whatever those things are, whether they're podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever those things are, make sure to do that for them. And then sometimes just let them know that they are bringing value to you. Because as we know, there are people who bring value every single day, but are running the dark treadmill in their mind. And they need to know. They need to know that their light is really being shown, that the things in their mind aren't true, aren't real. So make sure that you take the time to let somebody know today that they have affected your life in a valuable way. Whether that's your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your child, or somebody on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever. Just take time to let them know. Because you might think they know, but they might not really. Anyways, thank you guys. Have a great day. See you Monday. I'm proud of you.